In a world on the brink, where you have heroes and villains, capes and cowls, jokers and murderers, bombs and bullets, sometimes you need to fight evil with evil. Thus awakens the Black Adam. Hey guys, welcome back again, Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel. That is your home for tech, toys, and talking. Well, this time around we're dipping back into the toys. We got a very awesome collectible now. There's actually three different versions of this that's currently out there, guys. Now, of course, the big DC project that's coming up and actually premiered this weekend is Black Adam, a DC anti-hero and sometimes villain. That is an Egyptian who was, well, basically he gave into the Shazam powers, but then lost everything and kind of went evil. Semi-good. It all depends on which storyline you're looking at. We have Black Adam of Kahndaq. Now, of course, we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Can you smell what Black Adam is cooking? We'll see when we see the movie. So we got this one now. As I said, he's kind of he's the opposite of Black Adam, if you will. He does have the Shazam powers, and that's exactly how he summons his powers, of course, is by shouting Shazam. And we'll see if the cinematic version of Captain Marvel will actually face off against Black Adam, but we'll see what happens. I think this is a very cool likeness. We haven't cracked this open just yet. We're going to get into it. Now, of course, this is not the first time The Rock has played an Egyptian anti-hero. If you guys go back into the late 90s, early 2000s, of course, he was the Scorpion King from the Mummy trilogy, and that was spun off into the Scorpion King movie. But we'll see how well he fares this time around. Hopefully, the writing is going to be a little bit better. I'm sure the action is going to be a little bit better. But yeah, I actually picked this up back in August at Steel City Con. This was one of the many figures I picked up. This was not the only Black Adam I picked up that day, but this version. There's this version, and also I also got my hands on the Black Adam without the hood, but with his throne. And we'll be doing a separate video on this bad boy right here. But either way, I think just seeing it in the box, I mean, it's a very good sculpt of The Rock. You guys will have to be the deciding factor and let me know. But guys, what you see, we get right on into this. Let's go. Okay guys, so here we are, Black Adam. Let's cut right on into him. It's a DC figure, so of course we got to use bat knife. You guys know I'm an out-of-box collector, so we won't be saving a box. No way, no how. You know how we do it. I do like the art here. Of course, it's more like if they drew him in the comics, and it's a pretty good likeness of The Rock. Not really a full-on eyebrow raise, but it's there. No text or anything here, just the title, your legal jargons, and that's it. We'll check out to see what they say on the actual card. Of course, comes with the obligatory McFarlane peg stand in the card. We're going to cut Black Adam free, and we're going to get right back into this, guys. Okay, so we got Black Adam out of there. Actually, very interesting. There was only a double plastic strand going across here, holding him in. And then they had tape holding his arms in, his forearms in. So, yeah, not a whole lot of tying. And, of course, we have the obligatory card. Wait for that to focus. Actually, that's backwards, so you guys won't be able to read it. I'm sorry. Just simply says, hailed as the slave who became champion, the mortal Death Adam was bestowed the powers of the gods, transforming into a fearsome, superpowered being at the utterance of a single magical word, Shazam. He freed his people from the king of Kahndaq before grief over the loss of his family turned to cold fury. He was entombed for his vengeful actions. Nearly 5,000 years later, Black Adam is freed from his slumber and finds himself in a world he does not recognize. Now he must try to see himself not as Kandak's destroyer, but its survivor. There we go. So, like I said, there is a variations. There's 3 variations. There's Black Adam with his hood and cloak. And by the way, his damn cloak, McFarlane does so damn well in these capes. I mean, this is a heavy, thick ass cape here, guys. But just the rippling, the molding, the trim that they did on here, the details. You guys know what I'm going to say. I say it every time. It's tremendous. I will say this. The forearms don't feel too stiff, but they don't feel too loose. You know? Now, he doesn't come with any kind of effects or anything like that. Let's take a look at, the molding, the stitching, the boots. You know, the armoring around the boots are perfectly bronzed and weathered. This could it be a little bit brighter? Maybe slightly, but I think it does. It makes it look amazing. This is a character who's been entombed for 5,000 years, so I think this looks fantastic. We got a raised emblem on his suit, and it's not perfectly on there. It's a little rough and ragged. You know, the emblem kind of like, if you apply pressure to it, you can kind of, peel it up slightly. This is a great likeness of The Rock, and he's not cross-eyed like with some figures. They did a really good, let me see if I can pull back the hood a little bit. This is a pretty good likeness of The Rock. And I guess if you wanted to take the hood off, you probably could. It does feel like it's a full head sculpt. So I guess that is something you could do, But I think he looks menacing. I can't wait to put him on a flight stand, because I want it to be like, I wanted to pose like, almost Superman-like, where he's raised up, raised up like he's coming after you, and he's got his hood, he's got his cape just draping down like he's hovering over his minions. And we can pull the cape back, and we still get the same kind of detail that we do on McFarlane. You can see full detail on his uniform. Nothing is skimped. Nothing is skipped here. Very much like with a certain manufacturer named Hasbro. They did an amazing job with this, and I can't wait to open up the next figure. The throne one, I already have some ideas as to what we may be doing with this. Now, you can also twist. He doesn't have waist twists, but he does have torso twists. So we can kind of make it look like, if we kind of maybe shift his leg a little bit. We can kind of make it look like he's kind of turning to the side, coming like in an angle. Just the detail on here. He's definitely a go. Whether the movie is good or not, this figure, I have no disappointments. I have no gripes about this figure at all. The legs are not loose. Yes, we do have pins, but you see the kind of movement we have. McFarlane never skips on this. And yes, we do have the obligatory toe bend if we needed it. But I think this right here, this is what we need. It just so happens, yes, I do have a fleet of flight stands right here. So we can just typically throw him on. 1, 2, and 3. Let me see if I can get this to go on. I gotta break out my screwdriver very quickly to tighten the screw. But but you can have him perfectly like that, like he's coming at you. That's amazing right there, guys. Okay, I'm just holding this stand because I have to tighten that screw. So yeah, guys, this figure is, here we are. We have him on a stand. I made the little adjustment on the stand right here. I might want to take the center peg off so he'll fit a little bit better on a shelf. But take a look at that right there, guys. With the hood casting that shadow over his face, and they did a damn good sculpt on him, guys. They did a tremendously good sculpt on him, but I like that kind of shadowing, that menacing look. You see something like this coming out of the sky, coming down at you. I mean, that's just badass right there. I mean, this in itself it's just amazing. I love on these cheap little stands that I get on Amazon, which I'll throw in the link in the description below. Um, I mean, this is perfect. I mean, we have Black Adam. He poses perfectly. Now you might say, "Hey Dave, well you haven't put him on a peg stand. How well does he stand on the stand?" Well, let's find out. We're gonna go ahead and unpose him, make him flat foot, jam that McFarlane stand right on his foot. There we go. And of course, yeah, he's perfect on that too. But I like the flight stand. I think the flight look is going to be better. It's more menacing with him. Now, he doesn't come with any energy blasts. And that's where the third variant comes in. Just like you guys saw. Here he is with his throne. So that's his big accessory. By the way, you can catch these on Target. I've seen these on Target for $19.99. So considering they give him a throne with it, that's a pretty good deal right there, guys. There's also another one. There's a Black Adam. Very much like he is in the throne package. But no throne. And he just has electrical lightning. So they kind of... McFarlane's doing... They're doing variants. They're doing kind of repaints without doing repaints. Because this is the same body in all three. Except one comes with the throne. One comes with the cape and hood. And, I mean... Honestly, I love this. I know some people are not big fans of the hood. But I think it looks menacing. It looks pretty badass. And they did justice with the skin tone. And also with his eyes. You can really see his eyes in there. And I think that's fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give this, it's definitely, I'd say it's a 10. I'd say it's a 9 to a 10. I mean, some of the accents I wish were a little bit more stand out. I'm talking about the bronze faded gold accents on here. But, I mean, if you're good, if you're very skilled, you could do a little bit of dry brushing to kind of bring that back out to pop it out a little bit more. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it could bring out a little bit more color, depending on how your lighting is. I mean, I have a ring light right here, so you can see the contrast from his belt to the rest of his outfit. You can also see the color of his boots are kind of popping out a little bit more. But if you don't have a well-lit display, if you just have a dark shelf, it might not stand out that much. Obviously, the lightning bolt shield does, and that's where if you're good with paints, you can kind of touch it up and make it look a little bit... Because, I mean, quite simply, I would probably envision hitting it with gold and then maybe doing some kind of a wash over it to fade that gold again, but make the gold a little bit more pronounced. But if you have well-lit shelves, you can leave them as is, and I think it's an amazing figure, guys. So, guys, if you see this at your local Targets, Amazon and GameStop has also been having deals on a lot of DC McFarlanes. So scoop them up, guys. I've seen some of these figures, the Black Adam, the Green Lantern with the Black Lantern Corps. Those figures are ranging between $17 to $16.99 a piece, whether it's Amazon or on GameStop. And even Target also has been doing that as well, guys. So you want to check that out. But yeah, this is an amazing figure. We're going to be doing an unbox of the throne as well. Now, the throne, before I even open it up, I also have some ideas about possibly maybe hitting that with gold. One thing I've never been a fan of is manufacturers want to give you like a staff, a sword, or some other kind of weapon, which is obviously in a plastic mold. When those items come out, they kind of have a marbling kind of tone to it. I'm not a big fan of that, so I may just hit that with some silver and then hit it with gold afterwards to give it a nice gold throne look, you know. And maybe try and do, if I can get my hands on a decent wash, try and weather it just slightly. But I mean, if it's the throne, it should be nice and bright. It should be nice and pronounced. It should just shout out gold. So that's what I'm hoping for. But guys, there we are. Just a quick unbox. I mean, this is a figure, I think if you see it on the shelves, grab him. You know, or grab two. One to unbox and one to display. I know a lot of collectors like doing that, and that's definitely a way to go. If you like to unbox but you still want one in pristine and perfect condition, that's the way to go, guys. But guys, until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension. As always, if you ever have any comments, questions, concerns, hit me up in my socials right above me. You got Instagram at Daves_Dimension. That's the best way to reach me if you ever have any questions, concerns. Maybe there's a project you want to work with me on, or you have some questions about some of the figures or items that I'm working with. Let me know, or maybe you have a suggestion of something that you think I might like or might want to do a video on. I'm always open to any suggestions and any criticisms. You guys have some pointers, some suggestions to help improve the channel? That's what it's about, guys. So, again, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. You got comments, questions, concerns, you know what to do. Hit the comments or message me on Instagram. And, guys, as always, you know what I'm going to say. I say it every damn time. Keep on busting. And I'm always going to catch you on the flip side.